AI grading tools can help teachers save time, give faster feedback, and understand student progress more clearly. But before any school uses AI to grade student work, there's one important question. Is student data being protected properly? And in the United States, that question often starts with FERPA. In this video, we'll look at what schools, districts, and teachers should check before using an AI grading tool with real student assignments, grades, feedback, or learning data. This is not legal advice, but it is a practical checklist to help you ask the right questions before using AI in the grading process. FERPA stands for the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act. At a simple level, FERPA protects student education records and gives parents and eligible students certain rights over those records. When we talk about AI grading, we are not just talking about a tool checking grammar or generating comments. We may be talking about essays, worksheets, short answers, exams, rubrics, grades, feedback, performance data, and learning analytics. All of this can contain information connected to an individual student. So if an AI grading platform processes that information, schools need to understand exactly how the data is being used, who can access it, where it is stored, and whether it is protected under the school's control. Many AI tools say they are FERPA compliant, but that phrase by itself is not enough. Schools should not rely only on a website badge, a sales slide, or a generic privacy statement. The real question is, what does the contract say? What does the data privacy agreement say? What data is collected? Can student data be used to train AI models? Are third-party AI providers involved? Can the district access, correct, export, or delete student data? And what happens when the contract ends? That is where real FERPA review begins. So, who is responsible for FERPA when an AI grading tool is used? In most cases, the district or school is responsible for approving the tool, reviewing the agreement, and making sure student data is protected. The vendor must follow the terms of the agreement and use student data only for the approved educational purpose. And teachers have an important role too. Teachers should know whether a tool has been approved by their school or district before uploading student work, names, grades, or identifiable information. So FERPA is not only an administrator issue, it also affects daily classroom decisions. A teacher may not be negotiating the contract, but the teacher is often the person deciding what student work gets uploaded into a tool. That is why both schools and teachers need to understand the basics. Before adopting an AI grading tool, schools should verify several things. First, is there a proper student data privacy agreement, or DPA? Second, is the educational purpose clearly defined? Third, does the agreement clearly say that student data will not be used to train AI models? Fourth, does the school or district remain in control of the data? Fifth, are any third-party AI providers or sub-processors involved? Sixth, what security safeguards protect the data? Seventh, how long is the data retained, and can it be deleted when the school asks? And eighth, can the vendor help the school respond if parents or eligible students request access to records? These are not small details. They are central to responsible AI adoption in schools. One of the most important questions schools should ask is very simple. Is student data used to train AI models? The answer should be clear, written, and contractually supported. It should not be vague. For example, language like, "we may use data to improve our services," can create confusion. Does that mean product analytics? Does that mean model training? Does it include student essays? Does it include the feedback? Does it include data shared with third-party AI providers? Schools should ask for a direct answer. Will student data, student submissions, grades, feedback, or learning analytics be used to train, improve, or develop AI models? And the answer should cover both the main vendor and any sub-processors involved in the AI workflow. Another important point: a generic privacy policy is not the same as a student data privacy agreement. A privacy policy is often broad. It may explain how a company generally handles data, but schools need something more specific. They need a clear agreement that defines the vendor's role, the approved educational purpose, data use limits, security responsibilities, breach procedures, sub-processors, retention, deletion, and district control. For AI grading, this matters because the tool may process sensitive student work and performance data. So schools should ask for the full data privacy agreement early in the evaluation process, not after the tool has already been adopted. For teachers, the practical question is not, should I avoid AI grading? The better question is, what should I check so I can use AI grading responsibly? Start by looking for a tool that is clearly built for schools, not a general consumer AI chatbot. Check whether student data is encrypted, whether the platform explains how data is protected, and whether it says student work is used to train AI models. Also, check whether the tool gives teachers control over the final grading decision. That matters because AI should support your professional judgment, not replace it. With a school-focused AI grading tool, the workflow should be simple. You upload or connect student work. AI helps draft rubric-aligned scores and feedback. You review the results. You edit where needed. And you approve the final grade and comments before they go back to students. That is the right balance. Teachers get help with the repetitive parts of grading, while still staying in control of feedback, fairness, and instructional decisions. So before you use an AI grading tool, take a few minutes to check the basics: data protection, no student data model training, secure handling of student work, and teacher review. Once those safeguards are clear, AI grading can become a practical way to save time, give better feedback, and focus more energy on teaching. There are some red flags schools should watch for. Be careful if a vendor cannot provide a clear student data privacy agreement. Be careful if the vendor uses vague language about using data for service improvement without explaining what that means. Be careful if there is no clear statement about AI model training. Be careful if sub-processors are not disclosed. Be careful if data retention and deletion are unclear. And be careful if the vendor cannot answer detailed questions about security, access control, breach notification, and data handling. A trustworthy vendor should be able to explain these things clearly. If the answers are vague, the school should slow down before moving forward. At GradingPal, FERPA compliance is not treated as a vague marketing claim. It is built into the way the platform, contracts, and school workflows are designed. GradingPal's Student Data Privacy Addendum clearly designates GradingPal as a school official with a legitimate educational interest under FERPA. That means student data is used only for approved educational purposes, such as generating grades, feedback, classroom insights, and learning analytics. GradingPal does not use student data for marketing, profiling, advertising, or any unrelated secondary purposes. And one of the most important protections is this: student data is not used to train or improve AI models. This restriction applies not only to GradingPal, but also to its AI sub-processors, as stated in the company's contracts and data privacy commitments. GradingPal also makes its student data privacy addendum publicly available, so schools and districts can review the terms early in the evaluation process, without waiting until the end of a sales conversation. On the security side, student data is protected with encryption in transit and at rest, role-based access controls, audit logging, and documented breach response procedures. And when a contract ends, GradingPal commits to returning or securely deleting student data within 30 days, with confirmation available upon request. GradingPal also supports schools in responding to parent and eligible student requests to inspect or correct education records. Most importantly, the teacher remains in control of the final grading decision. AI can draft rubric-aligned scores, comments, and feedback, but the teacher reviews, edits, and approves the final result. So GradingPal is not just designed to help teachers grade faster. It is designed to help schools use AI grading responsibly, with transparent data practices, clear contractual safeguards, and teacher-controlled workflows. AI grading should support teachers, not replace them, and it should help schools improve feedback without compromising student data privacy. If you are evaluating AI grading for your classroom, school, or district, start with the right questions. To see how GradingPal supports teacher-controlled AI grading, rubric-aligned feedback, and school-ready workflow, visit www.gradingpal.com. And subscribe to the GradingPal channel for more practical videos on AI grading, student feedback, classroom analytics, and responsible AI use in schools.